shadows they hide in the light of day, peering through the creases in my poetry. It all started as a singer for me, and then I just felt like I wanted to find my own voice, and I wanted to be able to say things myself. So I started kind of secretly writing songs when I was really quite young, like secret ones that no one ever knew about. When I was like 10 and 11, wee poems and stuff, and they were all quite, probably what I would see now is quite juvenile. I was in theatre school, so I was always trying to replicate that. So my songs were like, I'm gonna be at the top and all that. It was really rubbish, right? Just kind of kept writing. It was almost an impulse, like a compulsion to just write things, even if they were a bit silly.
My dad was a musician, so I was kind of brought up to play from a young age, and he always encouraged me to write and stuff, but I'd be like, big sisters, listen to this, big cousins, oh, listen to this song, and they were the worst songs ever. I think I've got marginally better, but like that was just from a young age, like just always writing non-stop. It started with like kind of poetry, but there was a piano, and kind of guitar, and I got accordion lessons from a really young age. So I was always just playing non-stop, writing the worst songs ever. I looked out there, before this, I looked out at the name of the song, and it was called The Wandering. It was the first song I wrote. I was like 11 or something, and I had a voice memo of it for years on an old PC, but I've lost it now. But it was, believe me, it was horrendously bad. But that's it. You have to write like loads and loads of rubbish ones before you could maybe potentially start writing something that you like.
All of a sudden I didn't even want to go to lessons anymore. I just wanted to play chords and write my own words and stuff. And I think there's something to be said for that. I think there's something to follow that. And if you really, really want to do it, it's just in you and you can't really keep it away.
I've got something to tell you. I've got something to say. But I can't speak. What happens if you say I feel the same?
As soon as you're brave enough to, like Becky said, just let people hear it, let people change it, and let people help you become a different writer. I mean, I imagine I will become a different writer many different times, as you all will, so there's nothing that separates anyone in this room.
It started with lyrics, and I always wrote lyrics first, and over the years, especially from learning to collaborate, which is something I kind of wish I'd done earlier, which is showing people my work, getting them to play along, listening to them, writing with them, that kind of thing. My process changed, but definitely I would usually have started with the lyrics when I was younger, whereas now it might just be something in my head, and in order to hear it, it has to come out. So often I'll have like little snippets of different things, and I would, like for instance on the car on the way in here, I pressed record and recorded myself beatboxing this stupid wee beatbox because it sounded cool in my head, and I was like, if I don't put that down now, I'm going to forget that. I might never use it, but it was just, my process is often just recording everything that I can do as much as possible. The air, the air, the air, the air, harness that emotion.
Basically what I'll do is like, I'll sit and I'll just play, and I'll suck for hours until I maybe get something that I like. And then maybe get something as soon as I hear. I'm always writing like ideas for lyrics and poems down, and I'll use them as a kind of bank, but I'm always just fiddling away on something, whether it be guitar, piano, or even taking an instrument I don't know, like Mum and Dad's house, I don't even know what it is, and just hitting it, and if it makes a cool sound, it gets me, just anything like that. I like doing that, like Dad's got mandolins and banjos and stuff lying about, I try them. He's got flutes and whistles, I don't even know what I'm doing, but it sometimes leads to something.
For me, it's very much part of my work now, so if I don't do it on time, it's kind of important. I can't just sit about and wait to be inspired, and for some of you, that if it becomes an element of your profession or your work, or you're in a band, and as a band it's important that you have deadlines and you have structure, it's really easy to not complete stuff. So for me, Recently my process has really changed and I use reference tracks to help in a massive way, and they really, really do. So basically I think as a writer, you love loads of stuff, you love loads of music. Something I didn't really point out earlier is stick by whatever inspires you.
If we stare at the same stars with the same broken parts in my arms, you're safe. What's there to be scared of? If words could make this different, I speak, you listen, or would tonight be enough to make you stay?
The most important thing about it for me is, see these songs, it doesn't matter if you throw them away and never look at them again, finish them, like write them, just write it.
Yeah,
get
finish
it
it on
out,
now.
get to the end. Whoop, it's either going to be awesome or you're going to keep it for another day. Either way, cool. Do you know what I mean? It's about the process. So I've learned that the hard way as well, but it's about getting to the end of that song. There shouldn't be a point where you think, I can't go on with this because I don't think what I'm going to do next is going to be as good as that first thing I did. It's just a constant process of trying and failing and trying and winning and trying and failing and trying and winning until something, there you go, that's the start of a song there, until something happens. So I think the second you get your head out the idea that you need to be a certain way, you won't get stuck.
The more different genres of music and different singers and types of singers, and art actually as in general, that you bring into your life, the more that you stop, you can't actually impossibly copy all of them in one go, so you're actually just, it's a representation of everything that you love.
As soon as you want this to be taken seriously, you can't not finish stuff. Like, so if you actually are writing music for someone else, you can't say like, oh, I just couldn't think of a second verse, so I didn't do it. Like, do you know what I mean? And that's what separates you from like people with a real job. Nothing else. It's just the attitude. Turn it into a real job. Turn it into something with like actual effects and consequences of not doing what you set out to do. You know, like very few other industries would allow it to happen. We're in control. So like if you're, you know, a self-employed musician, make sure that like you have deadlines, and if you miss them, there's a consequence. So the only reason it will feel like, oh, it's just like I can't get anything finished, that's you that's decided that. So again, just in terms of when does it stop becoming a hobby and start becoming work and start becoming an actual tangible career is just that. It's your attitude to what you're making.